Enjoy this illustrated explainer video about guide dogs for the blind.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some are furry and walk on 4 legs.
A yellow lab guide dog in harness.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe everyone deserves to live the life they want to live and to move through the world safely and confidently. Which is why we match people who are blind or visually impaired living in the US or Canada with exceptional guide dogs at no cost to them.
A person with a guide dog.
We even help with veterinary bills and ongoing essential support. We create these life-changing partnerships entirely through private donations and with the help of thousands of volunteers. And of course, with our incredible dogs.
A group of people with dogs.
Our dogs are guide dogs at the DNA level. We breed them specifically to do this work.
2 dogs and a DNA helix.
At 3 days old, our dogs start spending time with volunteers called puppy socializers.
A person with a newborn puppy.
Being a puppy socializer isn't just a dream job. It's how we help our puppies get comfortable being around humans.
A volunteer interacts with puppies.
At 8 to 10 weeks, puppies go live with volunteer puppy raisers.
A puppy raiser receives a puppy.
These volunteers dedicate a year of their lives to get these dogs ready for more advanced training.
The dog matures.
When the dogs come back to the school, our world-class staff teach them the complex skills required to become successful guide dogs.
2 GDB instructors train dogs.
After about 12 weeks of training, a dog is matched with their person.
A person hugs a guide dog.
This matching process is part art and part science, and always quite remarkable. Our clients and dogs undergo 2 weeks of personalized training together and begin to form a magical and lasting bond.
A person and guide dog in caps and gowns.
After graduating, clients return home with their guide dogs, empowered to enjoy their lives with greater mobility, independence, and inclusion.
3 scenes of people with their guide dogs at home, work, and play.
None of this would be possible without the generosity of our extended community of volunteers and donors.
A group of people and dogs.
To learn more about supporting our life-changing mission, visit us online.
GDB logo and URLs. GuideDogs.com and GDBinternational.ca.
Enjoy a peek into Guide Dogs for the Blind's Puppy Center, where 2 yellow lab puppies romp in an indoor play area full of colorful structures and a variety of toys.
Meet Kylie. She happens to be blind. That may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how awkward people can be around her.
Kylie waits at a bus stop with her guide dog. A woman looks at her quizzically. Question marks appear over the woman's head.
So here are some tips to keep us all moving through the world safely and confidently. Always speak directly to a person with a visual impairment, not their guide dog. Remember, that dog has a job to do.
Good morning.
Hello.
Would you like directions to an open seat?
Sure.
There's 2 rows back on your left.
Thanks.
Kylie gets on the bus with her guide dog and sits across from a woman and child.
Oh, Mom, don't pet that dog. It's working.
Now at the office.
At our office, Kylie's colleagues make sure to introduce themselves when they enter the room and to let her know when they leave.
Sarah stands in the doorway of Kylie's office.
Hi, Kylie. It's Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Did you see the latest episode of Bachelorette on Mars?
I can't believe Abe got put in the spaceship. I thought for sure it would be Lenny.
Thought bubble with a bachelor on a spaceship.
Same.
Are we still on for a shopping trip over lunch?
Yep. I'll see you then. Bye.
Speak directly to people with visual impairments rather than speaking to their friend, their guide dog, or anyone else. And be specific when providing directions.
A boutique storefront. Sales associate with Sarah and Kylie.
Hello, how can I help you?
Actually, it's my friend Kylie who needs help.
And what is she looking for?
She is looking for jeans.
Oh, they're over there. I mean, just ahead of you a few steps. Boyfriend jeans are on the left and mom jeans are on the right.
A restaurant.
Kylie's looking forward to a date with her boyfriend, James.
Kylie, James, and guide dog wait to be seated.
Sorry, no animals allowed in the restaurant.
Actually, guide dogs are allowed anywhere the general public is allowed.
Oh, right this way then.
Kylie and James sit at a table with the dog chilling on the floor like a good doggo.
Hey, Kylie, do you want me to read the menu to you?
Sure. Thank you.
James and Kylie with their food.
This smells amazing.
Should I describe where things are?
Yes, please.
There's spicy chicken curry and rice at the top of your plate and braised greens at the bottom. Your wine is above the plate to the right.
So good.
Kylie gives a romantic smile to James. Spinach in her teeth.
Honey, you have spinach in your teeth.
Thanks so much for letting me know.
Let's let Kylie and James enjoy their dinner. For more information and helpful tips, visit guidedogs.com.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I hate to interrupt this great energy and this wonderful vibe, but I'm going to because we're live streaming. So I think if you wouldn't mind taking your seats, otherwise people are probably going to see the backs of your head. Hello again. I'm Larry Meisner. I'm the Chief Philanthropic Officer at Guide Dogs to the Blind, and it's always my pleasure to be here at graduation because this is what it's all about. So this is a great crowd. Thank you all for being here. We are live streaming. And so welcome to all of those individuals who are joining us via live stream. We're doing so from our California campus. It's a gorgeous day outside. And again, thank you all for being here. This is a really special day. All of them are special days. But this is especially special because we're celebrating we're celebrating 4 guide dog teams. We're celebrating 5 orientation and mobility immersion graduates. They graduated last week during the 1-week immersive program. We're celebrating 2 Canine Buddy teams, 2 canine buddy partnerships. We have a very special breeder dog presentation, and we have a puppy delivery at the end of the program. Exactly, round of applause. Who doesn't love a puppy delivery? So that's a lot going on today. And it takes a village, as we've often said, as we always say, and we say so very sincerely, to make all of that happen. For all of the work that we do, for the complexity of everything that it takes to do what we do, it takes all of you. It takes all of you who are watching. It takes this enormous community throughout the U.S., throughout Canada, to execute our mission. And I want to highlight some of the key components of that community, who you are, and I want us all to celebrate those key components. So I want to start with the puppy raisers. Who are puppy raisers who are in the room right now? A big round of applause. The puppy raisers, for those of you, and I should have asked earlier, who's new to, is this a first graduation for anybody in the, oh my God, a lot of people. So, forgive me for not, welcome. A round of applause for the new attendees. And also, is it, for those who are new to graduation, is it your first time on campus at Guide Dogs for the Blind? Yes, so welcome. Welcome, welcome. If you have questions or you want more information afterwards, please, there are plenty of people to answer. So welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. So for those of you who are unaware of our puppy raising community, we have approximately 3,000 puppy raisers in a little over 2,000 homes throughout the 9 western states who give over a year of their time, their love, their resources, their energy, their passion, their compassion to raise these bundles of joy to get them ready for their next phase, for their next experience and their next time of training. It's an extraordinary gift that is given from all of you to Guide Dogs for the Blind. We say this often, and I want to make sure that it doesn't lose its significance, but we can't do what we do without the puppy raisers. We cannot. And it's extraordinary, the gift you provide, as I said moments ago. And again, a round of applause for all of our puppy raisers at Guide Dogs for the Blind. Thank you. In addition to that enormous volunteer job, we have other volunteers. We have approximately 1,000 volunteers throughout both of our campuses. We have, for those who are new to Guide Dogs for the Blind, we have a campus in Boring, Oregon as well. And here our California campus, we have 1,000 volunteers. And this is another layer of this fabulous community, this village, who make what we do possible. Those individuals, many of whom are here today, some of those individuals toured you around, the docents, Larry and Steve. There are so many volunteers in all capacities, both helping humans, helping the dogs, helping our administration, doing a multitude of work to make this engine run. So another round of applause for the volunteers. Thank you, thank you. I also want to acknowledge our donors. For those of you, again, who are new, others have heard this time and time again, Guide Dogs for the Blind does not receive any government funding. We rely solely on private donations, on the generosity of all of you. So thank you for that. We provide a lifetime of support, in addition to all of our programs and services, to our clients at no cost to them. So once again, it takes this village, this enormous community, to be able to do what we do. So a huge round of applause for our donors, please. I want to highlight 2 special donors. There's always some special donors at a graduation, and this is no exception. We have the estate of, I want to make sure, and I have the notes, but I'm pretty sure I remember, the estate of Milo and Marion Charleston have generously supported this entire guide dog graduating class. It's a sponsorship. This is a really important donor family. They have been involved, Milo and Marion have been longtime Guide Dogs for the Blind donors, and they made it a point to put in their estate plans that they wanted to do this every year to support and to sponsor an entire graduating class on both campuses. And they made it a point that even at the time when they transitioned, that they wanted their impact to last. So it's really extraordinarily meaningful. Our legacy program is extraordinarily powerful and meaningful, again, to our organization. So thank you to the Charlestons. Also want to give a shout out to Lillian Tremoroli. Many of you have heard that name before. Lillian is a longtime donor, and she has sponsored one harness at every graduation throughout the calendar year 2025. So please, I'm going to ask you another round of applause. Hope you're watching, Lillian. And last but certainly not least, I want to give a shout out to our amazing staff. We have over 300 staff on both of these campuses. I am very proud, and I say so very sincerely, to call these extraordinary individuals my colleagues. These are hardworking, really smart, dedicated experts in what they do. And there are so many components, as I've mentioned probably 3 times now, to doing what we do. And these individuals are truly, truly extraordinary, and it is a pleasure and it's an honor to work with these individuals. So great staff at Guide Dogs for the Blind. Speaking of these great staff, I want to introduce some of them who are here with us today. So I want to start with our guide dog instructional team. I want to Allison Hans, apprentice guide dog mobility instructor, or Allie, as we call her. So Allie, come up and join me. And where's Adam Gilbert?
He just had to leave real quick.
Adam Gilbert had to leave real quickly. So Adam Gilbert will be back. He's a senior guide dog mobility instructor. And oh, there he is. Adam Gilbert, come on down. Okay. And Stacy Ellison is class supervisor. And I also want to bring up Megan Fraser. Megan, please join us. Megan is coordinator for our breeding stock, and she'll be presenting the breeder presentation. So this extraordinary team, I'm going to ask to stay up here while we introduce the video. But just another little tidbit. So both Megan and Adam, this past week we had staff awards. We have Kathleen in the audience as well. There are where we acknowledge tenure, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, increments of 5. So Adam and Megan were just celebrated for their 10 years at Guide Dogs for the Blind. So a big round of applause, as was Kathleen, our nurse back there. So congratulations as well. And I have to call out, Stacy mentioned this, I knew. Stacy, 36-year anniversary at Guide Dogs for the Blind. So talk about a dedicated staff, and that's why they are experts in their field. So now let's introduce the video. What you're about to see is entitled, We Are GDB. You are going to experience captions. You're going to hear a narrator's voice and then a second voice who is audio describing what is depicted on the screen. These inclusive features are so that this video is accessible for everyone to enjoy. With that, enjoy the video.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe that everyone deserves to move through the world safely and confidently, to live the life they want to live.
A man and his guide dog walk through a park.
Our life-changing programs meet people who are blind or visually impaired wherever they are along their journey, whether that's by matching individuals with highly qualified guide dogs, providing guide dog readiness skills in our orientation and mobility immersion program,
A man holds a white cane and smiles broadly.
or pairing youth and adults with the companionship of a canine buddy.
A young girl cuddles with her canine buddy.
Together, we are GDB.
My name is Renee Carrasco, and my dog's name is Snoopy.
Renee sits in front of a fireplace.
So the reason that I wanted to get a guide dog was because I came across some videos from Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that was my introduction to guide dog travel.
Renee and Snoopy walk along a city sidewalk and cross a street at an intersection.
What I saw was the ease of travel, the speed that the guide dog handler would move with. That's what I wanted for myself. And not only that, but it was also the companionship.
Renee and Snoopy play with a tug toy outside in the yard.
Working with Snoopy has changed my life dramatically because there's so much freedom that comes along with having a guide dog. It's made the hard parts of blindness not so hard.
Renee sits next to Snoopy and gives him a pat on the chest.
I feel like my outlook on life and the world is so much more positive having Snoopy in my life.
My name is Amit Ahuja and my guide dog's name is Tashi.
I had the opportunity to complete Guide Dogs for the Blind's Orientation and Mobility Immersion Program.
Amit stands on a path with his white cane.
And not only did it help me learn to navigate my environment more safely using a white cane, it also made me an even more confident guide dog handler.
My experience was just fabulous.
Amit and his O&M instructor analyze an intersection and cross a city street.
We trained in different locations, practiced different skills, worked out a way to analyze a traffic crossing. I think GDB has transformed my life. To say that it's meeting my needs would be an understatement.
My name is Ella, and this is my canine buddy, Lafferty.
Ella sits on the floor of a living room next to a black lab.
Lafferty is just so amazing in many ways. He's such a good boy. He brings me so much joy and is one of my best friends.
With kids with visual impairments,
Ella's mom, Christy McKerney.
The struggle is real for social contact. It's hard to make friends sometimes. And with Lafferty, he's an automatic draw for all kids, which is wonderful. Lafferty has totally opened up, for Ella, new social connections.
Back to Ella.
I would recommend canine buddies. They're just really good dogs, and they can change a person's life and make it better.
All of Guide Dogs for the Blind services are provided free of charge, and our work is made possible by the generous support of our donors and volunteers.
Renee sits next to Snoopy on the grass in the park.
We receive no government funding.
This organization has made such a huge impact on my life and the lives of so many countless people, and the donors are the ones that make that possible.
Close-up of Snoopy.
Thank you so much.
Ella and Lafferty.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Amit and his guide dog Tashi sit on a beach and watch the sunset.
Together, we are unstoppable. To learn more about our life-changing programs and to support our work, please visit guidedogs.com or scan the QR code.
Thank you for those applauses. It really is a great video that beautifully depicts all three of our core programs. So without further ado, I am going to turn the mic over to Stacy Ellison, who will share the Orientation Mobility Immersion graduates.
Thank you so much, Larry. Your opening was wonderful to set the stage for today's celebration. And it is really cool what Larry mentioned is that we're celebrating all aspects of our program today. We have graduates from all aspects and a breeder, so on top of that. So but we begin today's ceremony by recognizing 5 graduates from the O&M immersion program, OMI 34, here on the California campus that was concluded a week ago today, and they went home, hence the virtual presentation today. Here's a description of what our OMI program, Orientation Mobility Immersion program, is. GDB's Orientation Mobility Immersion is a 1 or 2 week program designed to provide O&M training to people who want to improve their independent travel skills or need O&M training to qualify for a guide dog. The O&M Immersion program provides a bridge for those who would like to partner with a guide dog but have limited access to O&M services. The instructors for this program represent our partner agency at Lighthouse for the Blind and Visually Impaired, and they were Danette Davis, Sarah McIntyre, Jenna Whitelaw, Molly Tunks, and Joshua Lopez. Let's give a round of applause for the instructors. All right, so up on the screen, we'll have some pictures, and I'll describe the photo as well. So on this first photo is Jill Glickman of Tempe, Arizona. She has been married for 37 years to her husband, Barry. They have 2 grown children, their daughter, Jenna, who lives in Washington, D.C., with her husband, David, and her son, Robert, who lives in Phoenix with his wife, Amanda. Jill is a retired financial analyst and accounting professor. She's been legally blind since 2022. Jill loves to travel both domestically and internationally. She enjoys working out at Orange Theory and is a fierce mahjong competitor. Jill shared she is truly grateful for the OMI program and her instructor, Molly. She says, quote, "Thank you for enriching my life and enhancing my ability to continue to be independent," end quote. And the description of the photo is Jill is walking outside on a sunny day using her long cane. She has shoulder-length blonde hair and is wearing a bright pink short-sleeve shirt, black pants, and black sneakers. She is smiling and appears confident as she walks along a paved sidewalk. To her left are blooming pink roses. Tall redwood trees are visible in the background. Let's give it up for Jill. All right, next up is Andrea Hodges of Dixmoor, Illinois. She lives with her babies, a dog, a cat, and a frog. She's a massage therapist and loves to sing R&B music and dance. And the photo description here is Andrea stands cheerful and vibrant, surrounded by blooming rose bushes with orange and red flowers. She is wearing a bright neon yellow jacket, light blue jeans, and gray shoes and sunglasses. And she's holding her long cane, is smiling, and making a peace sign with both hands. Let's give it up for Andrea. Next up is Sarah Shen of Quincy, Illinois, as she's looking forward to returning to friends and family with more confidence. She loves to travel and has been to 26 states, Canada, and the United Kingdom. The photo description is Sarah is pictured walking down a set of outdoor steps with her long cane. She is wearing glasses, a navy blue short-sleeved turtleneck, dark jeans, and white sneakers. She is smiling and looking ahead. Behind her is a building with large glass doors and windows reflecting trees and a blue sky. Let's give it up for Sarah. All right, next up is Julie Villeneuve of Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. Julie got her first long cane in 1990, but didn't feel adequate or safe with the use of it until now because of her OMI program experience. She says, quote, "Learning, implementing, and going home with the level of skills I've gained from the OMI program is life-changing," end quote. Julie is recently widowed and has found herself alone without her sighted partner to guide her. The high level of technical proficiency that she gained from the OMI program will allow her to live a more confident, well-rounded, and independent life. Julie says, quote, "I'm so grateful to Mark Gillard for developing the OMI program and to Jenna Whitelaw from the Lighthouse, who expertly shared her wealth of knowledge with me. I would also like to thank Stephanie Zabitz, who was my first contact with the OMI program and gave me the courage to travel here to gain these invaluable skills. And finally, thank you to GDB for the hospitality, comfort, and respect. GDB and OMI has changed my life in ways that are beyond words, but that I will carry with me for the rest of my life." End quote. And the photo description is Julie stands smiling with her long cane in hand. Her brown hair is pulled back, and she is wearing a light blue zip-up hoodie over a black shirt and black pants with black shoes. Behind her, there are vibrant rose bushes with clusters of orange and pink flowers, and green leafy trees providing some shade. The sky is clear and blue, and a building with a slanted roof is visible in the background. And let's give it up again for Julie. And our fifth OMI client graduating is Joyce Williamson of Oxnard, California. Joyce shares that she has retinitis pigmentosa and has been losing her vision since her diagnosis at the age of 13. My apologies. She's originally from the Seattle area, but moved to Oxnard, California to be near her son and his family after her husband of 16 years, my apologies, let me reset. She moved to Oxnard, California to be near her son and his family after her husband of 60 years passed away. She has 2 children and 2 grandsons, and she worked at the Department of Treasury for over 38 years and now enjoys retirement, spending time with her grandchildren, fly fishing, and playing poker. All right, a photo description of Joyce. Joyce, who exudes a young at heart attitude, stands smiling on a sunny day in front of blooming rose bushes with white, pink, and peach-colored flowers. She has short white hair and is wearing sunglasses, a light blue and white patterned top, and light blue pants. She is holding her long cane and a bright blue baseball cap. Let's give it up for Joyce. All right, so congratulations to OMI 34 on the California campus. Yay. All right, and before I hand it over to Megan for our breeder introduction today, I just would like to congratulate our guide dog graduates of 1027, since I was the class supervisor for you guys. Loved working with you. It was an honor and a privilege. And I wish you well as you transition home. Remember, we're only a call away for any hiccups along the way. All right, so now I'm going to just hand it over to Megan, who will be introducing our new breeder. All right, take care.
Hi, everybody. I am very happy to introduce one of our newest and beloved breeders. This is Chive. You guys want to come on up? Chive is here with Stephanie Zazik, her breeder custodian, and then we have Carol and Dale Sarah of Clovis, California, and also her other raiser was Candy Wasson of Clovis, California. Would you guys like to say anything?
Well, Megan, it's finally nice to be able to put a face to a name, so we appreciate meeting you and everything that you do. This is my wife, Carol, and I'm Dale, and this is her breeder custodian, Stephanie. So we had the pleasure today of meeting Stephanie for the first time, but we just always know that, are they always going to be as good as we are, you know? But we just meeting her, we just know that she's going to be loved in her new home. So I just want to read this because otherwise I'll just kind of ramble. So it was. Let's see. So it was a pleasure to raise Chive for many reasons. We had the privilege and joy of raising her grandma Josette and her mom Irva, and also her half sister Bailey. So it was like a big happy family in a generation. So Chive was truly a fun and cuddly girl to raise with a zest for life. We could be gone for 10 minutes or up in the morning, and she would greet us like she hadn't seen us for days. She was focused when she needed to be and playful and full of energy when off duty. If we were on the floor, her favorite place to cuddle was right near our head. As you can see, she's food motivated too. We always remember that it takes a community to get these puppers ready for recall day. With support from our leaders, club friends, they ultimately arrive here on the GDB campus ready for the next phase in their training. And then we anxiously wait for those here on campus to work their magic, to see whatever career that they choose. But we want to share a story about her upbringing. From the start, we knew we wanted to raise one of Irva's pups, but needed someone to help start her since we were finishing raising Chive's half-sister, Bailey. A dear friend of ours in our club selflessly offered to help and start Chive for us, and her name was Candy Wasson. Candy had been diagnosed with cancer, but she was still willing to help. She shared with us that Chive was the perfect lab for her to have, as she was a great napper, which allowed Candy to get the rest that she needed. So we lived close by, so we could easily have Chive on the weekends or whenever Candy needed a break. Candy sadly lost her battle to cancer last year, but we are forever grateful to her, and we know she is celebrating Chive in heaven today. Chive is Candy's 42nd pup. So, and Candy was one that always gave us a lot of wisdom, and she was friends to many in the GDB community. But she would always tell us that you're not raising a guide dog, that you're just raising a puppy. And the most important thing was for us to have fun. So if you just bear with me for one last minute, I'd also like to share the special gift that Guide Dogs for the Blind gave to Candy. Candy had raised 45 dogs and wanted to ultimately raise a pup with every letter from the alphabet. And she was 5 pups short. Unfortunately, she was unable to do that, so our leader, Erin, alongside with GDB, arranged for Candy to complete her mission, and were able to present those 5 puppies at her celebration of life to complete her mission. So raisers in our club and others who were close to Candy stepped up to help with this endeavor so Candy's alphabet could be completed. So we are thankful to GDB for making it possible for Candy's dream to come true. So thank you for that. So, and just one shout out, and we know that Chive has some brothers and sisters that are also in recall on campus, so we're rooting for you there too. And Stephanie and Danny, we know that you will love Chive as much as we did, and we look forward to raising one of Chive's puppies. Okay.
Well, thank you, Dale. That was a beautiful speech and interesting to hear, and I'm very grateful and very happy to be part of this marvelous organization.
Thank you so much. I was so excited to introduce Chive. I forgot to read my little blurb just about the breeding program in general. So just real quick, Guide Dogs for the Blind breeds Labrador Retrievers, Golden Retrievers, and Lab Golden Crosses that are specially selected for excellent temperament, intelligence, and health for our guide dogs and canine buddies. Once a dog is added to the breeding program, it is placed into a carefully screened, loving custodial home within a 50-mile radius of our San Rafael campus. So that was a very special story, and I hope you all enjoyed that. We really care about you guys, so I'm so glad that Candy's alphabet got finished, and we welcome Chive. I'm going to turn it back over to Allie.
Hello, it's so good to see everyone in person today. We got a big crowd out here. Yeah. I would first like to introduce our 2 new canine buddy teams. They were not able to attend in person, but we got virtual submissions that I will be reading. GDB's Canine Buddy program matches specially selected dogs to become buddies to people who are blind or visually impaired, including children ages 5 and above and adults of all ages. Canine buddy dogs are not service dogs, but are wonderful companions that bring joy and are a connection to the GDB community. The Canine Buddy program is one of our core client programs, and teams have access to the same level of service as our guide dog teams. All right, our first new team is Tracy Lane of Oceanside, California. She received Caper, a male yellow Labrador Retriever raised by Tracy and Jeff Tappan of San Diego, California. And Tracy wrote in a little note for us. To Tracy, Jeff, Karen, and Stephen, thank you so much for all the love you poured into Caper. There are no words to describe the gift that you have given me due to your genuine selflessness act. Caper coming into my life after losing my guide Lorenzo, who was my world, I instantly fell in love again. His happy-go-lucky, snuggle-bug spirit and warm, wet kisses that I was greeted by. My heart and soul were overflowing again with love and joy and the profound wonderment that one can only experience through this unique bond. Caper is so amazing, his caring nature, friendliness, his silliness. Can't forget to mention I love his puppy daddy long legs. And to my surprise, Caper turns out to be Lorenzo's cousin. I truly believe Lorenzo was part of choosing Caper coming into my life. In the description of the photo behind me, Tracy stands on a sidewalk in front of a green bush with Caper on leash sitting beside her. Tracy is holding a white cane and smiling at the camera. Caper is wearing his blue Canine Buddy scarf. Congratulations to Tracy and Caper! And Caper's raiser also wrote in, Caper came to us when he was a year old, and right away we knew he was a special boy. One of the first things he did was jump into an inflatable pool with my adult children. He's just such a people-loving dog. He was a gentleman from the start, treating people, pets, and the household with respect. Don't sweat the small stuff was clearly Caper's motto for how to live his life, and being around him taught me to do the same. My job as his raiser was to nurture the special qualities Caper had already had at his core. I'm especially grateful for the support of my club and the club's solid leadership for helping me bring out Caper's best self. It takes a village to raise these kind of high caliber service animals. Caper is the dog he is today because of many people's caring input. I'm so proud that Caper is serving the visually impaired community as a canine buddy. With his gentle and affectionate nature, he will dote on his new companion Tracy, and I have no doubt that he will be her lifelong friend. And the photo description behind me, the first photo is Caper in a large inflatable pool with a young woman and man. The woman is wearing a red bathing suit and is laughing. The man is in a large straw hat and is cupping Caper's face affectionately. The second photo is a close-up of Caper looking at the camera with his dark, soulful eyes and holding a tug toy made of interlocking blue rubber rings. There are droplets of water on his snout. Congratulations! And our second Canine Buddy team is Regina Leinbach of Rancho Palos Verdes of California. She received Palm, a female yellow Labrador Retriever raised by Robert Zazoff of Folsom, California. And Regina wrote in, Palm has been a part of our family for a few months, and her presence has been incredibly helpful and brought so much joy to our days. She is responsive to her commands, well-behaved, and very sweet. So far, together, we have enjoyed walking in the neighborhood, playing fetch in the yard, tending to the garden and roses, watching TV, and swimming in the pool. We love introducing her to our friends and family, and Palm especially shows off her training for them. We're immensely grateful to the puppy raising team who raised Palm, and we feel blessed to have been selected and paired with her. You did a wonderful job training Palm and preparing her to support us. Also, congratulations to everyone who is recognized in today's graduation ceremony. And there are two photos behind me. The first photo is of Palm sitting with Regina and her husband Charles in their rose garden on a sunny day. The second photo is Palm on a walk with Regina and Charles in their driveway. In both, Palm is wearing her blue Canine Buddy scarf. Congratulations to Regina and Palm. Now I would like to introduce our 4 new guide dog teams at the class of California 1027. Our guide dog program is a 2-week program where clients are matched with a dog that is compatible with their lifestyle to enhance their mobility. We provide a variety of training models that include both in-residence and in-home training. Our first graduate today is James Bloom of Nepean, Ontario. James received Hemingway, a male black Labrador retriever raised by Joelle Cook of Livermore, California. Hemingway is James' 3rd guide dog. James worked full-time in IT operations. He now enjoys exploring new technology in his leisure time. Hey, James, more to the right. If you want to side step to your left towards me. One more step towards left.
Okay.
There you go.
Got it.
Perfect.
I'm here. Good stuff. Hemi said. Good afternoon, everybody. Bonjour tout le monde. My name is James, and with me, I have Hemingway. It's a long name for not such a large dog, and I took to calling him Hemi a lot in the training class. I had Allie mention my likeness of automation and gadgets, and this class was a bit special for me because I was able to use more of them in the training than I had ever been able to do before. I had both a GPS and some smart glasses with me, and that made things interesting. They helped a bit, but not in any way in comparison with my 4-legged friend beside me. However, they did allow me to do some other interesting things. For example, the glasses have an AI component. And I asked the AI, who likes creating poetry, to create a poem about training guide dogs. And it said, with every step, the bond takes hold, a guiding light for young and old. Through streets and stores, they competently stride, a partnership formed side by side. Now, is that a literary masterpiece, courtesy of Hemingway's namesake? No, by no means. But it did describe a lot of what we did in the last 2 weeks. We walked through streets and we went through stores, and all over, Hemingway helped me avoid obstacles that I did not want to encounter on my own. He's a good boy. And I have a lot of people to say thanks for his contributions to me. They start with the puppy raisers, primarily the Cook family, but I know there's a whole bunch of other Hemingway supporters out there. And I know you all had some influential parts in his upbringing. They allow a good, solid dog to be trained by GDB. And I have to thank the GDB instructors, Allie and Adam, who spent a long time turning him into a professional service animal. It's a special talent. I have to thank Stacy, who helped get a lot of things done. And finally, just say thanks to the whole GDB organization, who continue to deliver the best guide dogs in the world. Thanks.
Good afternoon. I'm Joelle Cook. I'm one of Hemingway's puppy raisers and leader for our local puppy club. Thank you all so much for being here today. It's a true honor as I stand here on behalf of Hemingway, a very special dog who now begins an incredible new chapter alongside his partner, James. I've been raising puppies for most of my life, and with each puppy, I learned something new. Lessons that extend beyond the end of a leash. Raising Hemingway was an extremely rewarding experience of my life, not just because of who he is, but because of how he brought people together. Yes. Blame, I'm trying really hard not to make eye contact with my mother who's sitting right here because her puppy is also in this graduating class. Oh, I feel like it's my wedding day again. Like,
Sorry, no.
okay. Hemingway was a gentle soul from the very beginning. He was calm, easygoing, and quietly confident. The kind of dog that made you slow down, smile, and feel like everything was going to be okay. He reminded me of a story many of us grew up with, the story of Ferdinand. Ferdinand was a little bull who didn't want to fight or fuss. He simply wanted to sit under his favorite tree and smell the flowers. And though he was different from the others, his gentle nature was his strength. Like Ferdinand, Hemingway didn't need to be loud or bold to make an impact. Just by being himself, small, sweet, steady, he brought people together. He helped build community at the schools he visited regularly. Joe Mitchell, Room to Grow, Jackson Avenue, East Avenue, and at the Livermore Civic Library, Las Positas College, the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, and the Del Arroyo 4-H Club. However, it's the Pleasanton puppy raisers, where are you? That are the ultimate community. Raising Hemingway was never a solo effort. He had many raisers in our club, many cheerleaders, and many people who love him, and dogs. For those in the room that don't know, Granger, who is also in this graduating class, was raised by my fellow leader, who is also my mother, Ellen Aguirre. A special thank you to the Bear family who consistently watched him 2 days a week and to his puppy sitter, Terry, who sat him regularly. Every success he had, every moment of growth was made possible by his village of volunteers who showed up with time, patience, and plenty of kibble in their bait bags. I'm deeply grateful for all of you. Okay. Almost done, guys. Woo, I should have brought it. Coretta Scott King once said, "The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. While we are all brought together by a love of dogs, for me, it's more about the humans at the other end of the leash. The learning, the connection, the bucket filling that happens because of those that choose to be a part of something bigger than themselves is electric in an energizing way that I hope everyone gets to experience in their lifetime." Thank you to Guide Dogs for the Blind for fostering an environment where we can cultivate these experiences. James, I hope you and Hemingway form the kind of bond that transforms everyday moments into something extraordinary. I know he will bring you not just guidance, but friendship and joy. I know he will give you everything he has because that's just who he is. Congratulations, Hemingway and James. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your journey.
Thank you.
Hemingway was and still is a truly amazing dog. He is always up for anything, and yet he would still be happy to stay home for the entire day. I know Hemingway will take care of James, and James will take care of Hemingway. Hemingway was our dog, but he had so many wonderful puppy sitters. We called him our club puppy. He had a connection with almost everybody. He was the kind of dog that made anybody smile as he happily trotted by. There are so many stories I could tell you, like how he only liked to sleep somewhere soft like his bed, dirty clothes, your lap, or the car seat. Sometimes we would leave him in the car for 2 minutes, and when he came back, he would be sleeping on your car seat. He slept with me most nights, and he always slept right next to me. I know not a single one of us will forget him. We are thankful that James and Hemi got paired together. Helen Keller once said, "Alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much." This was true with Hemingway. The whole club helped, and now here he is. Thank you, James, and thank you all for being here in this room and online. Hello, everybody. We are gathered here this afternoon for a very special presentation for Hemingway and James. We are very thankful for James to take Hemingway as his dog and Hemingway to take James as his person. It is very special that Hemingway has graduated and passed all the tests. We are so thankful that he did well. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Congratulations to James and Hemingway. Our next graduate is Lisa Boschman of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Lisa received Rigel, a male black Labrador Retriever raised by Aaron and Petros Chrysopoulos of Fresno, California, Jordan Fenton of San Luis Obispo, California, Lissa and Richard Lambie of Springville, California, and Susan King of Paso Robles, California. Rigel is Lisa's first guide dog. Lisa enjoys spending time with her family, going for walks, knitting, listening to music, and books.
Thank you. I would just like to thank everybody who was involved in this whole process here at GDB, from the donors and their generosity to the puppy raisers, and especially Allie, thank you so much for your patience and positivity and guidance, and Stacy, and I just feel so grateful to have the opportunity to receive Rigel. Thank you.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. As you heard, my name is Jordan Fenton, and I'm the past president of Poly Pups, the Cal Poly San Luis Obispo chapter for Guide Dogs for the Blind. I'm also proud to be a puppy raiser, having had the incredible privilege of raising 3 puppies in training, including the shining star we're here to celebrate today, Rigel. It's truly an honor to be here and be able to say a few words about this remarkable dog. From the moment I met Rigel, when he was just 7 months old, I knew he was something special. He had the maturity that's rare, even in the most well-trained dogs. Whether we were out on countless public outings or in class sitting through long lectures, Rigel always held himself with calmness and composure, well beyond his age. In fact, one of our first public outings together was at a Harlem Globetrotters game, which was a loud, high-energy event filled with flashing lights, cheers, and music. And there was Rigel, calmly laying at my feet, unfazed by the chaos around him. And that was the beginning of many proud moments. Rigel constantly displayed such behavior, bending seamlessly into various settings. I lost count of how many times he silently laid beside me in class or under a restaurant table, only for someone to exclaim as we got up to leave, "Wait, there was a dog in here?" Those were always proud moments for me as a puppy raiser, but none compared to today. Standing here witnessing the accumulation of his training and the start of an incredible journey ahead. Of course, it wasn't all work and no play. After a long day of learning and adapting to the world around him, Rigel and I enjoyed evenings relaxing at home. During that time, he would occasionally get a burst of puppy play energy. It was always hilarious and funny, heartwarming to watch. Rigel is full of personality. He's funny, quirky, and absolutely loves water. In fact, I had to carefully portion it because no matter how much I gave him, he would happily drink it all up and lick his bone dry. Although, ironically, he wasn't a fan of the ocean when we went on our beach outings. But the birds at the beach? No, that was a different story. Those were much more interesting to him. While you all know him as Rigel, he picked up a few nicknames from me and my friends along the way, including Wriggle, Sir Wriggleton, Wriggle D. Wriggleton, and Wriggletony. Each name was a small reflection of the bond we share, and yet the name Rigel couldn't be more fitting. Named after one of the brightest stars in the night sky, a beacon of guidance and clarity. Just like the star, Rigel will now serve as a guiding light for someone who truly needs him. While I'm incredibly proud of Rigel, as if he were my own child, I want to acknowledge the community it took to raise him. Just as it takes a village to raise a child, it also takes a village to raise a guide dog. I was fortunate to raise Rigel for 4 months, supported by several puppy sitters who helped me when I had lab classes or commitments Rigel couldn't attend. Also, after I graduated, Susan King, leader of San Luis Obispo's Puppy Raising Club, stepped in with dedication and love to continue as his puppy raiser. And of course, there were the many guide dogs for the blind staff and volunteers who came before me, and the exceptional instructors who prepared him for the important work ahead after he began his formal training. Each person played a vital role in the shaping of the dog Rigel is today. Rigel was beside me at my graduation on June 15, 2024, walking across the stage with me as I received my undergraduate degree. And now, less than a year later, I get to stand here and watch him graduate to serve as a guide dog, ready to make a life-changing difference for someone else. Rigel will soon begin his life with Lisa, providing not just guidance and mobility, but also independence, confidence, and companionship. It's a powerful reminder of the difference these dogs make, not just as helpers, but as life-changing partners. So all that's left to say is, Rigel, be the star that you were destined to be. You have already touched so many lives, including mine, and I know you will go on to doing greater things. I love you, Sir Wriggleton.
And I have a virtual note from Ryder's other raiser, Lissa and Richard Lambie. They said, handsome, fun, sweet, intelligent, and uber confident. Those are all characteristics and qualities we would describe baby Rigel, our 11th guide dog puppy. We can only imagine these are the same qualities someone would probably use to describe almost 2-year-old Rigel now. It breaks our heart not to be at Rigel and Lisa's graduation today, to meet Lisa and reconnect with Rigel again. Rich and I are so proud of Rigel's success and so happy and excited for Lisa. Lisa, you are getting an incredible and special boy to be your guide. We are so happy you are in great paws. The description of the photo behind me is 13-week-old Rigel sitting in a car with a family member, looking straight into the camera with a curious expression. Congratulations to Lisa and Rigel. Our next graduate is Kelly Feed of Mill Valley, California. Kelly received Granger, a male yellow Labrador Golden Retriever cross raised by Ellen and Joe Aguirre of Livermore, California. Granger is Kelly's first guide dog. Kelly is a rider living in Mill Valley, California, amidst her extended family. She loves to work out, cook, garden, and hang out with her 6 grandchildren. She is active with the Lighthouse for the Blind in San Francisco and plans to start volunteering for Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you, for coming today. It feels like there's a full house and lots of noise, and thank you so much for everyone who's online. Lots of family and friends here, and we all feel the embrace of the GDB community. It is so warm and loving in here, and such a great way to spend a Saturday afternoon. I wanted to tell you that when I started going blind, it felt like part of me was going dormant, that I didn't feel like the same person I was. Enter GDB. I went to the OMI program, the Orientation and Mobility Immersion program, about 1.5 years ago, and it was fantastic because I learned to travel safely and confidently. My white cane helped me find all those obstacles, and I knew what to do. I felt really grounded, and I was so grateful to GDB at that time. And then now, look at me. I've got this amazing, beautiful Granger dog who is, he is part brainiac, part goofball, and all fluff, all muscle. And you should see us travel. Of course, I haven't seen us travel, but I'm walking like a grinning fool. And I imagine that he's like, do, really happy I'm with my person. And I'm not walking anymore. I'm flying. It's amazing. Boy, I've been crying the whole time. But anyway, I just want to add my thanks and my gratitude to the entire GDB organization. And I want to start with my amazing puppy raiser. It's like we've known each other for decades. We were both crying via text. So we knew that we would hit it off, and we talked for a few minutes and realized we had so many things in common beyond this big, fluffy, amazing guide dog. And is Joe up here with us too? Joe is her, oh, he is, okay. Okay, great. Well, they obviously poured all the love and good manners and personality into this guy, and watching Granger interact with them was, oh my God, it's a continuation. The dog is teaching all of us. It's so wonderful. And I wanted to thank my instructional staff, Allie and Adam and Stacy. This has been an amazing experience, unlike any other in my life. It's been incredibly rigorous, incredibly fun, and incredibly rewarding, with a door prize like no other. And also all the support folks and the volunteers. We have eaten well because people know that people learn better on a full stomach. And we've been treated so well, even the housekeeping staff. This place is incredible. And then to have been sponsored too by the Charleston Estate to sponsor our whole entire class. You know, there was something, I've done a lot of volunteer work over my lifetime, and there's a quote from one of the Greek philosophers, and it says, "Civilization is made when people plant trees under whose shade they will never sit." And I think about all these donors and all these sponsors who are giving of themselves and giving of their love for humanity and their love for dogs, and where these two things come together. And I'm just so grateful. And really, I'm so grateful to have found somebody so wonderful as Ellen. And I'm going to pass the mic. Hey, we should do an act, maybe.
Oh, scary. We don't want to do that, Kelly. Well, it's just easier for me to just say ditto to what Joelle said, because then I don't have to repeat it all, and ditto to what my two granddaughters said, and ditto to what Kelly just said. But it is an honor to be here. It's a good day to have a good day. Yes. And now here it comes. Oh, gosh. I wasn't going to do this. I have been involved with guide dogs for over 30 years, but the last 5 years, I have been fortunate enough to have a dog graduate as a guide or a canine buddy. But today is the first day I get to be back live here to meet my dog again and to meet my client, and gosh, does this feel good. So, to my 4 dogs who graduated the last 5 years, who I wasn't able to say, great job, thank you for wanting to do the job you were bred and trained to do, kudos to you. But kudos to my new adopted family, my fellow gardening buddy and her husband Gary, and to her extended family who live an hour away from me. So I am super fortunate to be able to stay connected to her. Thank you to all Granger's wonderful puppy sitters who are here today. Thank you to all of the Pleasanton puppy raisers who showed up today. On behalf of our club, who is a fundraising club, we will be making a donation to Guide Dogs to pay for not only Hemingway's harness, but to Granger's harness. So, yay, yay.
Thank you.
To the fellow puppy raisers who are here, who helped us raise funds to be able to do this, thank you to them. It takes a community. I appreciate everybody being out here today, because it's a good day to have a good day. Thank you.
Congratulations to Kelly and Granger. Last but certainly not least is Melanie Marsden of Toronto, Ontario. Melanie received Maisie, a female black Labrador Retriever raised by Blanchett Reynolds of San Francisco, California, and her breeder custodian was Lauren Goldstein. Maisie is Melanie's second guide dog from Guide Dogs for the Blind. Melanie is a traditional counselor who works with Indigenous people. Melanie's Indigenous name is She Carries the Light. Maisie is now part of Melanie's family, which includes her 3 adult sons, a daughter-in-law, and a 6-year-old granddaughter, along with extended family members. Her family now have 3 dogs in her family, Maisie, Sky, and Delta. In her spare time, she loves tandem cycling and playing the piano. Maisie has brought fun, adventure, and travel back into Melanie's life. So Maisie was a little more unique to our program. She was originally selected to join GDB's breeding program due to her outstanding temperament and genetic potential. However, circumstances unrelated to her ability to serve our mission in this manner led to a change in her career path. Maisie returned to formal training and she seamlessly transitioned into guide work, where she showed the same promise that first made her stand out as a breeder. Here you go.
Thank you all. First, I want to give gratitude for the land in which we are on. I am Mohawk and Ojibwe, and so I would do that in the territories that I'm in. And so since I am a guest here, I want to first thank everyone here, and thank you for being a guest on this land for the last 2 weeks. It's been a while since my first guide dog, Kalani, who passed away on October 4th of 2024. And so applying and waiting and so on, and I get a call from Adam, who's our trainer, and he was like, you know, I have this. And I'm like, okay. And I hung up the phone. We had a great conversation, and some of my teaching that I have, it's like, well, you don't know what you don't know. So I'm like, okay. And we get to class, and he was bang on. Like, Maisie is amazing Maisie, first of all. We are so matched in terms of we both want to work all the time. It's when she's not working, she's kind of like whining at the door, like, why aren't we going yet? So, and I reflect on the multiple relationships that she's had throughout her whole life so far. And here she is matched with another person, which is myself. And it's like, okay, now she's got to make this transition again. And I wasn't sure how that was going to go. And really, she just continually shows me all the time. And so living in Toronto, Ontario, working as a traditional counselor, I'm in office every day, Monday to Friday. And I also have a private practice, and so I do lead a bit of a busy life, and so it was kind of like, can there be a dog that can do that and manage the travel that it would take? And Maisie not only is going to manage it, I don't have to worry about anything anymore. She's just going to go. So just want to, again, give a shout out to Adam and his patience with me and encouragement. And for Allie and all her wisdom and knowledge, and also Stacy as well. And just one small fact, it's very interesting that Kalani was raised by Adam's wife, so I know I'm in a good place. And that's what's given all the courage and bravery and wisdom. And so Maisie has been known as a warrior, so I guess we're warrioring together. Miigwech.
Maisie is definitely a warrior. I'm so thrilled with this match. Melanie, I can't tell you what it means to meet you and know that you're going to have Maisie and hear about your life and what your life together is going to be like. She is really a fabulous dog. I wanted Maisie to raise, I knew it wasn't exactly going to be Maisie, but I knew that I wanted a puppy from Glitter, her mother, when Glitter as a breeder has been in agility class. And when I saw Glitter starting to sequence obstacles in agility, I went, I want one of those puppies. So Maisie came into our lives, and she has just been out of the gate, a crazy, mad for learning kind of dog that was so exciting to see. She has an amazing sense of humor. She's also the one thing that okay. I had to go to Home Depot and get some fencing. And I had Maisie with me, and I got one of those orange carts that are like 2 by 4 feet, pushed them around. And I had her with me, and she's such a good girl. And I slid that cart up to the pile of fencing, and I paused for a moment thinking, okay, do I really need to get as many as I think I need? And it's just such a small repair. Meanwhile, in the corner of my eye, Maisie has put her feet up on the rolling cart and looked at me like, is this like paw pad? And for you puppy raisers, you know out there what the paw pad game is, which is she found infinitely fun. And so I stood there and looked at her and went, for real? Are you doing this? And as I started to reach for a kibble, because I thought I'd reward this brilliant thinking on her part, the cart started to roll. And she kept her feet on it. And I went, look at that. And then I got the cart because I thought, well, I shouldn't do that anymore. But that's what life was like with Maisie. And she's a brilliant dog. And I haven't raised a puppy from the beginning to the end in a very long time. This one was my favorite. Good job. So, yeah, thank you so much for being here. And I want to do a quick shout out just for puppy raising in general. Being part of a puppy raising group is almost even better than raising a guide dog puppy, because you come for the puppies, but you stay for the people. And that's what's so brilliant about all of this. So thank you very much.
Congratulations to Melanie and Maisie. Let's give another round of applause for the graduating class of 1027. I'm going to pass the mic over to Adam, who's going to be describing a brief training demonstration.
Thanks, Allie. Why don't we give it up for Allie before I start? She had a lot to talk about, right? Like a lot of things to introduce, so well done. And if you know Allie like I know Allie, you know how much she loves public shows of affection. Today's her birthday. Yeah, give it up. Yeah. Thank you. So while we won't sing, I figured on 3 we could all say happy birthday, Allie. So what do you say? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Allie! In fairness, I warned her if she came today, this would happen. So I'm very transparent. So, like Ali mentioned, I'm Adam. I'm an instructor here, and I'm gonna keep this light and fun and fluid, just like the exercise should be. I'm gonna describe back chaining to everyone. So I'm glad that there's a lot of new people here today. I see some familiar faces as well. Hello. I'll see some dogs pop up. I'm the warrior trainer. So good job, Melanie, Maisie. Yeah, so what this exercise is basically we get dogs to be magnetized to different objects and items, right? So think of like pedestrian push buttons and chairs and doors, mailboxes, anything that needs more like precise or finite tuning. So what we do is we start at the object, said object. In this case, we'll be using a chair, and I'll introduce who we're going to use for this demonstration in a second. But simply put, back chaining is where we start at the end behavior, so the back, right? And we get that dog so enticed, like so motivated to show us that thing, that in subsequent visits, we can rely more that they will be actually really motivated to show us that thing, right? So it starts just by showing them it, feeding them, right? Hey, this is awesome. We're gonna be doing this for a while. You're shaping a target with your hand to show them exactly where you want to show them. You repeat that a couple times, couple steps back and everything. No guide work yet. No commands, real loosey-goosey, real just fun, right? There's a little less rules with this because we want them to eventually want nothing more than to show us this, so show us that anticipation. So I know what you're thinking. This would make a lot more sense with a dog, right? I hear you. So Marissa, our residential advisor, Marissa Garcia, if you want to come up to the stage now and you hear those jingles, it's not Santa Claus, that is Jim, her guide dog. So Marissa, on your way up here, let's give her a round of applause. And as he comes on the screen here, I know what you'll be thinking. Adam, I thought y'all only had labs and golden retrievers. What is that Great Pyrenees doing up on stage? But he's actually just a really fluffy golden lab cross. So, all right, Marissa, so let's do this. So, like as I said, Marissa is gonna start simply by putting her hand into a fist. You hear that click? That exact sound is to convey to the dog, you did exactly what I want. So she's gonna repeat that a couple times, and the second his nose, we call it boop, right? It boops her hand. She's capturing that with that click. Now what she's done is moved that fist to the chair to kind of get him on where we're going to be going, right? She's gonna repeat that a couple times. You can hear her audibly like praising him and everything, which is also a part of it. She's tapping the chair, giving it even more significance. Good job. For those of you that can see and notice his tail going back and forth, right? This is fun. This is engaging. So she's taking a couple steps back now. Good job, Jim. So basically, we repeat this in small intervals, right? To keep it approachable to the dog until we kind of know they know what we want. So good job, Marissa. Jim's wagging. You hear those clicks. She's feeding at the chair as well, which helps contextualize this behavior. So why don't you keep doing just maybe like one more, Marissa, before the grand finale here. Yeah. Good job, Jim. So we feel pretty good now that like he's got what we're throwing down, right? So the way that we could see though, with no harm, no foul, let's see what he's got. Marissa's actually gonna travel much further back than the little steps we've been taking. In heels, no less. Good for you, Marissa. I chose not to, but good for you. All right, so she's all the way at the doors to the fireside lobby. She gives him the command. Look at that little guy go. Good job. Good job. And then lastly, again, to help contextualize this behavior, Marissa's gonna take a seat in the chair, right? So that also tells the dog like, oh, this is why this is meaningful to you. She's petting him, she gave him kibble, and I'm sure you'd have no problem doing it again the next day, right? All right, so give it up one more time for Marissa and Jim. Thanks, Marissa. Yeah, and this will be the last time I have all of you in front of me, class 1027. So congratulations. It's been a lot of fun. You were a fun group. And I can't wait to hear about all your adventures in the future, okay? All right, bye now. Larry? Yep. And I'm gonna hand the microphone back to Larry.
Thanks, Adam. So before we close out, I mentioned that we have a puppy delivery. So to proceed with the puppy delivery, first I want to call up Carla Witt. Where's Carla?
If she doesn't take the puppy, I will.
I was saying, Carla, you have to be here to receive the puppy. Exactly. So we don't, as I'm looking off to Etienne, no Carla. What? And you're holding a puppy. Is there a Walnut Creek Puppy Club attendee?
I can pretend.
So, as we improvise about the situation, any suggestions? Bring the puppy out. Come on, bring the puppy out. So what we were going to do, for those of you who are new at GDB, we have a process, a little bit of a ceremony called the name game. So we ask the puppy raiser to try to guess the name, and if not, then the audience. So since the puppy raiser's not here, we'll have everybody try to guess the name. So first, and also for those who are new, every litter starts with the same initial. So this is a P litter. P, as in Paul, but that's not the dog's name. And this bundle of handsomeness is a male, obviously black lab. Mom is Glitter. Who mentioned Glitter just moments ago? So, Mom is Glitter, and Dad is Jaipur. So I don't know if there's any connection there. And so here is the chain. Here's the clue. Again, a P litter. So the dog's name is of Italian and Spanish origin, meaning first. There you go. See? Not a long time to guess the name, so welcome Primo to his next journey in life. Is this Carla? And Carla, come on down. You got to get your puppy.
I was thinking Philly. No, Primo, huh?
Primo. But Carla, so a couple, may I ask you a couple of questions? Okay, hello.
Hi, Primo.
Primo. So what number puppy is this?
This is my first.
Ah, first puppy.
My first for guide dogs.
So what inspired you to become a puppy raiser here?
So I've had so I had a dog I just lost. Unfortunately, shouldn't have happened, but these things do. My nephew had a brain tumor when he was 7, and so he had 3 assist dogs in his life that changed his life and our families. So I always wanted to give back in multiple ways, and this time around I thought, this would be a darn good thing to do. Don't you think, Primo? It's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to do, is to fill my little gaping hole and still be able to give back at the same time.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thanks for sharing your story. So stay up here if you don't mind, if Primo's not too heavy while we close out. So we're done. I just want to again congratulate graduating class 1027 and OMI class 34. Is it 34? OMI class 34. I hope you're watching. Congratulations. Canine buddies, new breeder relationship. If anybody is interested in learning more about Guide Dogs for the Blind, online or in the room, if anybody knows of anybody who would benefit from our programs and services, if you're interested in volunteering, being a puppy raiser, I really appreciate all the plugs, appreciate all the stories and all the passion. Please go to guidedogs.com. If anybody's interested in donating, you can also do so through guidedogs.com. There are QR codes on the poster, on your programs, and you can text partnerships to 50155. For those of you who are staying here, and I hope you do stay, there are refreshments to your right in the Fireside Lounge from our fabulous kitchen. The gift shop is open at the top of campus in the Visitor and Volunteer Center, so please pay a visit there. And for those of you who are online, thanks for joining. We hope to see you on campus soon. Again, thank you all for sharing your love, sharing your passion, sharing for the reasons why you do what you do for Guide Dogs for the Blind. Again, we can't do it without you. You're fabulous. Thank you, thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody.